Shut up and sit down.
Greetings, internet people! Let me go ahead and just steal a line from Pat Crane and bail out of that, because I can. I am Raven Dresden, if it helps if I hit the right scene before I do a big reveal. And I clipped that terribly, it looks like. Yep. Oh well. This is episode 129 of Epic Fail Podcast, and just as a disclaimer, I have been gone all day, so any show prep that I was planning on doing got done in the last hour, so forgivees.
So fail number one?
So forgivees. Yes, fail one.
Shame!
Okay, Cersei. Yes, we have a guest this week, but before we introduce who that is, if you were here and you caught my oopsie, you'll know. Hey, Scarlett.
Yes.
How does your current time zone feel for the last week that you're going to be in it?
Fine. I don't know where we're going with that question.
Well, you're moving next week.
Yeah. In 3 days.
Into a new time zone.
Yes.
Which means that this is your last week in the time zone that you're in.
Yes.
So I was asking, how are you doing?
Oh, I see what you were doing there. I'm going to say that's another fail. I don't know on whose part, though. No, that was on you. I'm good. Guess what I did this week?
I'm afraid to guess I know what you can get into.
Dang. So, I got Golden Druid on Hearthstone. Yay! Thank you. It's my 4th Golden class. And, what else? I did a little bit of WoW. I did some of the world bosses. And what else? Played a lot of Diablo. I'm leveling a 3rd Necromancer. Don't ask me why. I don't like them that much, but I decided to level a 3rd one. And that's about it.
Alrighty then. And I mentioned before, we have a guest this week. Possibly a recurring guest, just in case Scarlett has an issue with, what's it called? Oh yeah, internet. Well, when she's moving. So, we'll see. We don't have any plans there yet. I'm still working out some details. Hopefully, I can bug a few people. Hi, Cuddles. Not thinking of you at all. Anyway, as to the guest, no, it's not Cuddles, so I just disappointed everybody. Who is this person, and what have they been up to this week?
Howdy. Well, first off, by the way, Cuddles is playing hurt. He's hurt right now, but he's still streaming, so hopefully a speedy recovery to him getting over what he's dealing with. I'm Galvanid. DK on Vex Thunderlord and Hunter on Airy Peak for Convert to Raids Hyjal Volunteer Fire Department.
So
what have I been up to this week?
I've always said your name wrong.
That's fine. I mean, I don't really mind. I freakily spelled it out before I ever figured out how it would sound, but that was back in 1990. So, hey, kids, right? Coming up with the darndest names. Yeah, so this week...
my soul 84.
This week I've been doing a lot of gaming. I will say I've been picking up a lot of Destiny because a lot of my friends from CTR and different gaming groups are playing Destiny heavily right now. Obviously, I'm still very focused in the raid scene as far as Convert to Raids group that we're all in. Vex has a lull in its attendance since we got AOTC, and so we've been fortunate to be invited to join with HVFD for their heroic weekly rating.
You're welcome to the carries.
Yeah, obviously.
Ooh, dang.
But no, they've done a really good job. And other things, I got my kids this weekend. I just saw Wonder last night at the movies, and if you haven't seen it, I'd highly recommend it. I don't know if kids get Oscars, but this kid did a pretty damn good job. But be prepared that you may cry. It'll hit you in all the feel sacks. So, good film. And I did a lot of Hearthstone this week too, because there's some interesting pieces going on there. So, Warcraft, Hearthstone, and some Destiny 2, although we probably won't cover any Destiny 2 because it's not technically Blizzard, even though Blizzard carries it on its back. So, yeah.
Maybe. Let's see. My week has been insane. More than normal. In terms of gaming stuff, Warcraft, Heroes, did some Heroes last night with some people. So I missed a couple podcasts that I normally watch live.
Shame.
Like
Shame.
Table and Lagging Balls. So I had to go back and watch the VODs of those last night. Because we were playing Heroes with people, and I don't get to do that very often. Overwatch. I got to play Cuddles Overwatch, and he's like, "When did you get good? Why didn't you tell me?" I was like, "I didn't want to lie to you." I'm still trashed here. Don't worry. He gave me Junkrat and gave me Low Gravity.
Oh, oh, that's nice. Yeah, Junkrat's a lot of fun.
I
It's
got
my
to be
favorite.
up in the air almost as much as Farah.
Low gravity is fun to play.
It was a good time.
Hey, Junkrat's always been my favorite, so I can sympathize. I know.
Yeah.
Hits everyone right in the feel sacks.
Yep.
Well,
legitimately.
the feel sacks, but yeah. Warcraft, the anniversary hit. We'll talk about that later. That's been interesting. I've actually used some seals on my alts for bonus rolls and gotten some nice upgrades. No corn on the cob yet.
Oh, you're not a cool druid?
No.
I thought it was pineapple.
I don't know.
Pineapple on the cob? Come on.
Yeah.
Dude.
I don't know.
No Hearthstone because I can't play it anymore. It just to that point. I'm cool with whoever likes to play it. It just at this point I've just kind of given up on it. Haven't uninstalled it yet, but I'm getting there.
Well, hold on to it because I don't know if it's on this week, but the next expansion will allow you to solo play for free with card sets.
Yeah, if that wasn't there, I totally would have already uninstalled. But that's what's keeping me from getting rid of it entirely. Like, that actually sounds cool.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Let's see, Heroes, Overwatch. My Necromancer in Diablo is like level 25 or something now. For the season.
Wow.
25?
Yeah.
I got you beat. Mine's like 40.
I've logged in twice.
2.
Well, I mean, it's not a contest, you guys. We already know Scarlet's better.
Ha!
No, I tell you
Dang.
what. I bet you that I will end up with more Paragon points in this season than you will, Scarlet.
I believe you.
I believe you on that, too.
How about this?
Sure
How about
does.
Paragon per hour? Well, it'll still work out in your favor because you'll be on longer than her.
Well, there's that, plus I don't think that she's going to get a Paragon 1, so that means she's at 0. So all I have to do is hit 1.
I have Paragon 20 or something already. Thank you very much.
You know who
Sorry.
occasionally likes to play that game is Slim.
Only a little bit.
Lim plays a lot.
Yeah.
He's on my friends list. Speaking of
Friends list or Slim?
friends list,
Okay.
Your friends list.
I was in. No, I was in general chat on Diablo, and someone was like, "I got a spot to power level if somebody wants." So my first character is Paragon 20 because they had it on.
You didn't do it on your own.
Heck no.
Oh,
they had it on Torment 10, and I stepped into the Rift, and I leveled so fast the UI couldn't keep up with how many levels I was getting. Oh. So there was that.
So
you get like AFK for a half an hour.
Cheater, and that's why you're farther.
I didn't cheat. They offered.
Uh-oh.
I'm not saying. But...
No, that's not cheating at all. That's how people do it. You get your friends, and whoever gets to Paragon first floats everyone else, so everyone can cash in.
Didn't I power level you a bit before my computer crapped out?
That was not a seasonal character, and I did not ask for it.
I didn't ask either. Someone volunteered.
I'm giving you a hard time, shush. But yeah, that's my week.
Well, good.
I was dog sitting. I am no longer dog sitting. They showed up late last night, about midnight-ish. Picked up the dogs, took them with. So now I have extra laundry to do tomorrow because I have to wash my bed because they were sleeping on my bed and there's dog hair everywhere.
Mm.
There's nothing wrong with dog hair.
No.
That's right. It doesn't make me sneeze like cat hair does.
It doesn't need to be there.
I got some cat hair for you there.
Look, and the only time I like cat hair is if it's still attached to the dang cat.
Yeah.
The cat is somewhere sleeping or something.
So, and then I found out last night that I was going to be gone today, all of today. Left at 9 in the morning, which, for those of you who know me, if I go to sleep, it's not usually until about 6 or 7 in the morning, if I sleep. So that was fun. But I got food out of it.
Yay, food is good.
Yeah. I had breakfast and then I had dinner. So, fun time.
You can combine those. Just do steak and eggs for breakfast, and then you kind of cover it on both sides.
You know, steak and eggs is the best breakfast ever. I know that's totally off topic, but...
It's not off topic. He was talking about it.
Yeah, I mentioned breakfast.
And dinner.
Guess what I have for breakfast tomorrow then? Totally off topic.
Champagne.
No, that was for lunch earlier.
Oh.
Homemade chocolate cake, mother fudgers.
Is it?
I censored myself.
Fitting.
I know, right?
All right.
It's delicious. Anyways.
Anyway, before we are even more derailed than normal.
Where are the rails?
I know there were rails around here somewhere. What are they doing across the street? Guys, we're off the rails. We need to go back over there.
Ha, funny.
Alright, so Blizzard stuff news. Before we get going with that, I mean, it's going to be part of it, but we're going to be talking a little bit about Star Wars. And EA, and how silly EA can be sometimes.
Yes.
I have a lot of opinions.
Okay. If you can keep them brief, you can say all of them.
It's
like
okay. Well, that was brief. That seemed like a lot of ideas.
The post said they're turning off microtransactions.
Yes.
Temporarily.
Correct. Yeah, there's a reason.
So it's not a permanent thing
until they decide how they're going to fix it.
So, but
it's until people decide to buy the game, and then once refunds are over, then they're going to be like, ha ha ha, we're turning microtransactions back
but
on.
Here's the thing, and I'm going to actually give EA a little bit of credit for this. They actually turned off the microtransaction, the thing that's going to make them the most money out of the game.
Temporarily.
It doesn't matter. Temporary or not. They turned it off. That's millions of dollars gone.
Well, hold on. So there's a reason, and they wouldn't have done it if they didn't see an advantage in doing it. So there's two steps to this. One is when this stuff hit the fan, they started having people who had pre-bought the game, anticipating the greatness, because the game looks phenomenal. And people who are fans of Star Wars are salivating to play this. I was. And then when this news hit and people were starting to figure out the system by which EA was trying to rake them for cash on a full-price game, they started clicking the refund button like crazy, so much so that EA removed the refund button and required people then to call in to get a refund on pre-purchase of the game. So there's a series of steps like that occurred leading up to when, a day before hot release, they said, we're taking out the cash transactions. So
yeah,
they were trying to staunch the bleeding.
Oh,
yep,
absolutely. But still, no matter if the people were paying for the game or not. Okay, yeah, you're paying for the box or the download or whatever for the game. Fine.
Yep.
Where they're going to make their money is that microtransaction.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but
even though it's temporary, and yes, I understand it's temporary, they could turn it on tomorrow, but it's not going to be tomorrow. It's going to be like in a couple months. They are losing dollars every second of the day.
did you see how much it's going to take?
Yes.
If you want to grind those heroes or purchase them?
Well, you can't even purchase them. What you have to do is you have to buy enough loot crates buy crystals, to buy scratch-off tickets, to fill up all your other things. Just like if you were playing Overwatch, for example, and you try to eliminate all the duplicates, so all you're doing is generating credits, which is how you buy the characters. So you have to generate those credits, and the only way to do that with purchase transactions is to flesh out your entire collection of scratch-off tickets. I mean cards, but you get it's a gambling thing. In England, they have laws about this. There's other countries that's highly regulated. In China, you have to list the probability factors on some of these pieces because it's like gambling. Okay. So, yeah, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, bringing it back to actual Blizzard stuff, because we don't want to give too much shade or credit to EA, depending on your point of view. Mm-hmm. Blizzard for StarCraft. Did you see these, Scarlett? The advertisement?
I did.
God, it was brilliant.
StarCraft 2 is like, one, they did two things. They did a couple tweets. How many hours do you need to play to have access to everything in our game? 0. You just have to log in. How much money do you have to pay to play this game? 0. It's free now. And people were just having a fit over that. It was hysterical. But then they did an advertisement video talking about how their game is not pay to win. And it was just...
Yeah.
Obviously, it was made prior to the EA situation.
But no way!
It was in response.
They had to have hired the media manager from the old Wendy's Twitter account.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it came out... Once that news broke, that video came out like within not even a day. So I'm thinking it had to have been a pre-done thing, and it just made it even better when that happened.
They crushed it.
Yeah.
Crushed it.
I'm going to say good job on you, StarCraft, and just randomly good job on you, Wendy's Twitter dude.
Yes. Absolutely.
It was a girl. It's a different person now, but it was a girl.
Well, okay. When I say dude, I'm not meaning specifically a guy. I'm saying person on the other end of keyboard.
It was epic. Yeah, I think I was messaging with Draven about that like days ago because it was just like zing. Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Alrighty. So we had StarCraft news for once, and we spent most of the time talking about Star Wars. But we got around. We're nothing if not, the rail's over there.
You know what? The off the rails is fun.
It can be, but there has to be a little bit of railing around because otherwise,
Sad
that
face.
3-hour tour turns into a 7-season show.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Hey, it worked for Seinfeld.
Right.
Sure. Anyway, here's something that'll interest at least 2 people listening, and by listening I mean co-hosting with me. Anyone else I doubt will care. But Hearthstone had some cards revealed via Facebook.
Yes.
I
Not
don't,
just.
I don't have Facebook, but I looked up Hearthstone Gamepedia, and I think I see the cards.
Yeah. The other place that they revealed their cards was in the Tavern Brawl this week.
Yeah, I couldn't find the link. I lost the link to that, so I couldn't find it. But yeah, I do remember you sending a meeting. So we had a Tavern Brawl that apparently had some of the new cards, which I don't know. Do we have a date on the expansion?
It's December. Oh, geez, because it says when you can open the packs. I'd have to go grab Blizzard.
Mid-December.
Yeah.
There's no official date yet. They just keep saying mid-December.
It sounds like if they're showing us cards and giving us a Tavern Brawl with the cards, it's coming soon.
Now, I could be overplaying that a little bit because Marin the Fox came out during BlizzCon, and the mechanic is you do the thing, and Marin pops out the chest, and you break the chest, and one of these new cards comes up, right? But in this week's Tavern Brawl, every time you played the seventh minion played, not summoned by a spell or something, gave you and your opponent chests. So these treasure chests were getting unloaded like left and right, and all these brand new rare treasure cards, which are a process of that, were just flying all over the map. So that was ugly but funny.
I liked the Tavern Brawl this week. It allowed me to get my warrior quest done, which I hate playing warrior. So I had fun with the Tavern Brawl.
How come warrior harshes your buzz?
Warrior and rogue, I just
It's the Garrosh.
I don't know.
That's what it is. It's Garrosh's voice. It just grates on her, and she's like, "Go be a lightning rod. That's all you're good for anyway."
Right, lightning rod Garrosh.
No, I don't know what it is. Also, do you know who voices Rexar in Hearthstone?
You do, don't you?
No, Matt Mercer does though. Oh yeah, guess who's excited for the new Hearthstone expansion?
Matt Mercer?
Yes, he tweeted about it today.
Why would he be excited about it though, Scarlett? I don't understand.
Because he plays Hearthstone, and yes, he sang the expansion intro, but he didn't actually know it was for the expansion when he sang it, apparently. But he plays Hearthstone, so that's cool.
As do all cultured gamers.
Well,
exactly.
I mean, everyone goes to the bathroom at some point. He just happens to take his phone with him.
I have never played Hearthstone in that room. Someone's not saying something.
So, those cards that they revealed on Facebook were really cool. Some of them are... I'll try to pull it up real quick here. And Draven, if you have a graphic, great. Otherwise, I'll just I'll read off the ones.
I literally had an hour to throw together what I did.
Sure. So I'm going to pull it up real quick, and I'll just read off a couple as we go here. Lesser Jasper Spellstone is a spell card, and it's 1 cost. Deal 2 damage to a minion, but it also says gain 3 armor to upgrade. So if I'm reading this correctly, if you gain 3 armor while this is in play, and it might be an item, I can't tell, but it looks like you can upgrade it from a lesser Jasper Spellstone to a more powerful version of the card. And they have a number themed like this. Lesser Sapphire Spellstone, summon 1 copy of a friendly minion, but then again in parentheses there's this new mechanic. Overload 3 mana crystals to upgrade, and that's a shaman specific card. So I don't know if these are like items you can play because they don't have any stats to indicate they would be played on the mat like a minion. But either the effect occurs while the card is in your hand, or perhaps it is deployed in an item slot like a weapon.
I think it just comes back to your hand when you do it. Didn't they have one of these in demonstration at BlizzCon?
I didn't see that.
Oh.
But maybe.
Be wrong.
You've got the Guild Recruiter, which uses the new recruit mechanic. Battle Cry, recruit a minion that costs 4 or less. And if I'm remembering recruit correctly, it's not only discover but summon that minion directly to the playing field. Taunt minion, legendary Rin, the First Disciple for Warlock. Death Rattle, add the First Seal to your hand, which is a card I'm not familiar with yet. Carnivorous Cube, 5 cost, Battle Cry, destroy a friendly minion. Death Rattle, summon 2 copies of it. That could be hilarious and terrifying. Dry Gulch Janitor, which is Paladin, Death Rattle, add 3 Silver Hand Recruits to your hand. Again, on its face, looks like a weird, why would you just want 3 Silver Recruit in your hand, but there's a couple
I can
decks
think of
that
several
use that.
reasons from when I played. What was that one card? Anytime you play a card, it gains attack and defense. The questing dude. You just gave yourself 3 million.
Oh god, that guy.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh crap! That
Right.
just went. That escalated quickly.
Questing Adventurer, I think, is what you're talking about.
I have a question, not to jump ahead of some things.
42.
Did you see the legendary minion for Warlock?
I just said one. Rin, the First Disciple. Is there a different one?
Azari the Devourer.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Says, Battle Cry, destroy your opponent's deck.
How much does it cost?
10. It's a 10 mana 10/10.
So it's Deathwing
In
without
For the
getting
deck.
rid of your side.
Well, no, deck
Exact-
means the draw pile, right?
Yeah, it does.
So that's a hard counter to what's the warrior card? Dead Man's Hand
Yep.
and infinite draw druid decks.
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and have a mill deck. No.
Yeah.
You know what's the counter to mill decks already? I have one.
Not
So I've
playing?
been playing wild. I've been playing wild format because I realize I have more wild cards than I do standard cards.
Huh.
And wild is kind of fun.
Yeah, that's
You
gonna happen
Run
at this
into a lot
point.
of.
More cards
Yeah.
are gonna be put
So-
into wild.
I know, but I don't have as many of the new ones. But anyways, in wild, mill rogue is very, very popular. But Archbishop Antonidas, or
Right.
whatever the priest minion is that steals the opponent's deck and puts it into yours,
Yep.
beats mill rogue. I've encountered it 3 times and I've beat mill rogues all 3 times. It came close and I burned a lot of cards, but I still won. It was awesome. So
Nice.
he's a good counter now to mill decks.
Do you want me to read through more of these real quick? There's 8
I
left.
would say, I would just say a highlight of 1 or 2, but we don't need to go into every single card.
I think some of the pieces are these trinkets, which are appearing for classes that are weapon slot items, 0 attack, 3 uses. But I don't know if they count as uses when the effect goes off. Like Aluneth is at the end of your turn, draw 3 cards. Without an attack power, you're not going to lose durability by usage unless it only lasts for 3 turns. I don't know the answer to that. And then Dragon Soul, after you cast 3 spells in a turn, summon a 5/5 dragon. It could be that getting these items out, you don't lose durability unless your opponent uses like one of the pirates that's -1 durability to a weapon or something like that. Or the old Harrison Jones effect, destroy your opponent's weapon and gain
This item
whatever.
belongs in a museum.
yes.
Well, then
So-
both of you would draw 3 cards.
I am super excited about the new function, the single player function coming out. So anyway, as far as the Hearthstone news for the week, I thought that was pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to the new expansion, which is weird because I didn't know how they'd really dig into the next. It's like, how do you top the last one? I'm still waiting for multiplayer PvE. I think that would be a lot of fun.
That is going to
They
be
do that on
amazing.
occasion.
Right. But I mean like
That
a
one
more
Brawl.
standard one, like a raid format.
Well, I mean, they did it at BlizzCon, so they have the tech.
Right. I've gone on about this with you guys before in previous podcasts where Star Wars card game used to have that where you could play 4 players versus the computer and you just had multiple lanes. And so the computer would be playing, 3 lanes where 2 players are covering, you know what I mean? So
Oh, that's cool.
It would be really neat because you could heal someone 2 lanes over or, anyway, long story short
That'd
is
be really
I think
hard to do in a game like Hearthstone, though.
you'd be surprised because it was the same kind of game.
Yeah.
It literally was the same kind of game.
Well, I'm just saying with the way it's set up, you wouldn't be able to do that on mobile. You'd have to have a computer screen. Otherwise, it just...
Oh,
too
yeah,
much
it gets
information.
really small.
Yeah.
Well, no, because you'd only really have to see your lane, and you'd have to swipe over to see the other lanes.
This isn't freaking Hearthstone Tinder.
I mean, but what if I found my match on Hearthstone?
Right?
What if we just played like the greatest game and you were like, this is chemistry.
Oh, I love
I'm
how
going to
that
swipe
happens.
right.
Right. So those moments where you get done an epic battle with another player in Hearthstone, and they send you that friend request, and you're like, oh my god, this will be amazing.
Exactly. And then they're like, blah, 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 blah. Remove. It's match made in heaven.
Right?
Exactly.
It's like who's the perfect man? The gingerbread man. He's short and he's sweet, and if he gives you any sass, you can bite his head off.
Okay, that's the perfect man. I agree with that.
Hey, Hearthstone news. Draven, did you ever get that picture up of Day 9's broadcast?
I saw the weird thing that you sent me.
Wait, what?
I sent it to
Day
you too,
9 was
Scarlett.
trending
You
on
laughed.
Reddit.
Oh, yes.
He
That
was
different.
well. Consider how popular that was on Reddit for a Hearthstone. Hearthstone at the top of the charts. It wasn't that he was podcasting in a strange, hilarious way, imitating a character from the Goonies. That wasn't it at all.
No, yeah, it had nothing to do with Day 9 at all. It was all Hearthstone. But speaking of things that have nothing to do with Hearthstone, OPAF came out.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear.
I know,
I
I know.
don't know if he's talking what I think he's talking about.
Yeah, let me go check the show notes because I'm like, what the hell?
I know what that is.
Oh yeah. Yeah, now I know what you're
She's
talking about.
fun. I mean, I haven't played her, but I've played
I
with
went
her
into
and
the
against
training
her.
mode, and I realized that was a bad idea because
Why?
you can't heal anything because nothing there shoots and hits except for your character.
That's true.
It's not true. There's one lane where the enemies shoot your friendly bots.
Yeah, but you don't. They don't do enough damage for it to matter.
Oh,
So
okay.
I went in and did a versus AI match, and I don't know. I just don't like her. I mean, in
people I
terms
know
of power
are very
level,
happy.
She
I'm
is
loving
OP.
playing against her, especially
By the
as
way,
Lovecraft Junkrat.
We should tell chat what we're talking about.
So, speaking of chat, we're discussing one of the highest throughput healers in Overwatch. Hi, Howland! Speaking of highest throughput healers.
Yeah, Moira, a.k.a. OPAF.
Moira's
Came
out.
out
Moira's
Thursday
released.
night, or Thursday
Yep.
during the day at some point, just in time for the free weekend.
Yep.
Yes.
Which is funny, considering there was a bunch of people who were like, are we going to get Moira for the free weekend? Because it says 26 heroes will be available, and there's only 25 now. I'm like, yeah, you're going to get it either Friday morning or late Thursday. Late Thursday, and oh. There's Moira.
Yeah, Howland's more of a Hanzo maid anyway.
No,
So
Howland
just so you
is a
know, his name
Symmetra
is spelled
and Tracer.
G-A-L. Just nerf him. Don't nerf his classes. Just nerf his account. Put like a negative 500 stat on it or something.
Oh boy.
Dang.
Make it a good stat like haste or mastery or whatever the primary one is. Just take 500 away. Stamina for his tank because he needs that on. He needs more of that as it is.
What? Yeah, no, I have friends so I got a bunch of friends out at Trinity Gaming that have been playing a lot of that, and also Love Palace, some more CTR people who are off there doing their thing, and man, they've been raving about her as a throughput healer, though.
No, I'm sure she's great. She's not for me to play. I mean, I'll try her on occasion, but.
But do you play a healer in Overwatch?
I try not to.
That could be why you don't like her.
Yeah, I mean, I've done Zenyatta, so it's going to be kind of like that. If I do play her, it's going to be, okay, well, I could do it like that, but it's more, I'm not used to her yet. It's the same with Doomfist. I haven't got used to him, but he's also melee, so I'm like, no, I like playing as Junkrat and just lobbing grenades, and even if 1 out of 10 hits...
You can play Junkrat as melee. It's so fun.
You could, but I'm better at not.
Yeah, true that.
I'm better at not. I'm better at lobbing the grenades halfway across the map and bounce, explode. Oh, someone died.
Pray and spray, huh?
Well, it's more of a... I might do that method if I'm just trying to keep people out of an area, but I tend to have... I think my Junkrat percentage is like 53% for a hit accuracy.
Is that a stat that shows up?
Yeah. As comparison, my Hanzo accuracy is 4%.
Hanzo's headshot hitbox is like 1/3 of your screen.
Not when I play him, it isn't.
You're just utilizing the other 2/3 of the screen fully.
Yeah, I'm just shooting at the other third of the screen.
All you have to do with Hanzo is use scatter arrow forever. That dying to scatter arrow makes me super, super mad. Like, just angry mad.
Does it feel like heat-seeking scatter arrow most of the time?
Yeah, he's not even looking at you. He's just shooting scatter arrow into the sky and you just die.
Yeah, or at your feet.
Or that, too.
Look, headshot.
Junkrat. You say hit percentage? Is that a stat in here?
Hit accuracy or something like that. Yeah, it's in there. Because it shows
weapon
up...
accuracy, 30%. Okay, so not as good.
Yeah, you're not doing too bad. 30 is about average, I think. You're average.
But, yeah.
You can be extra average. That'll be fun.
But I have 21.37 eliminations per 10-minute average.
But who wants to be extra average? Nobody.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm assuming you have, getting back to Moira, you guys have tried her, played her a bit?
I haven't played her, I've just played against her.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't messed with Overwatch.
Have you seen any weaknesses or strengths to her? I mean, you said the highest throughput healer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people I know have been saying that. They said, I think, maybe not purest healer, but there's a lot of people who used to play Mercy that are going to switch to Moira.
Oh, yeah. That's what I heard, too.
And Mercy got nerfed.
Well, that's why.
Flavor of the week, I guess. I mean, push the new product.
Yeah. She's not for me. I will stick to my pure DPS and occasional tank. I played Reinhardt recently. That was fun.
Reinhardt, yeah.
Yes, I got in voice comm with people, awesome. And I was like, "They've called. I must answer, always." And people were like, "No, too soon." And I was just like,
"Yeah, that was a great video."
That was a really good video. It was much better than May in that the emotional thing was because of a person and not an iPhone. So
well, that's not true. May lost all of her friends.
But no
she
one
was the
cared.
only one.
No one cared about that. It was when Snowball died.
What? How did you not care?
That's when people lost it. Everyone I talked to and saw from were all saying, "Oh my God, Snowball!" And I'm like, "Dude, she just lost 8 of her friends. Who cares about her
Right, but
iPhone?"
Snowball was her last friend of all. You know, she only had one friend that survived, and it was Snowball. And then Snowball's sacrifices.
Says he cared.
Snowball was adorable.
Yeah, but still, it's an iPhone.
It's like It's like you're traveling with all your best friends on a big old camping trip, and everyone dies tragically, and you're the only survivor, and your dog, as you're almost to safety, sacrifices itself to fend off a bear, which was probably Howland in druid form. But the point is, your last friend sacrifices itself so you can make it back, or you can, survive.
I get
and then
that, but no one bat an eye at the other 7 like, in real life, you'd be like, oh crap, all my friends are dead. Well, at least I've got my buddy here. I get that. And then, yes, it would be emotional for the sacrificing part. But the emotional part for Reinhardt's video was actually a human sacrifice and not a freaking iPhone.
But her robot is more than an iPhone. It has a personality.
it can bring her
Scarlet.
coffee. iPhones don't have that app yet.
Scarlet,
Exactly.
I'm exaggerating to prove a point, though. That's what I'm doing. I'm not actually saying it's an iPhone. She did not use it to make a call. If she did use it to make a call, she probably would have got saved faster. That seems to be fairly high tech.
I know.
Anyway, I know. But anyway, Moira's out. Have fun playing her. By the way, free weekend is going on right now.
Ends the 20th.
Yeah, it ends on Monday. Yes. So, go in there. Feel free to play. Quick play. I'll be in there. If you have a low level, I'm going to assume you're a noob. And I'm going to harass you, like I did the one Widowmaker who kept saying, quit trying to harass me. I'll have to start trying. I was like, you're standing in the open. You're not watching anywhere except for where you're shooting. Like, they were literally in scope mode the whole time. So I would walk up behind them and throw a grenade and a bomb at them and kill them. 13 times in one match.
Are you gonna? I was gonna say I wasn't on your show before, but I have talked to a lot of people. Feedback on Overwatch League coming out and stuff. Mm-hmm. The huge success for Overwatch coming out of BlizzCon was the broadcasting tools they implemented for those matches, and
very much helpful.
Yeah, people I know who do a lot of podcasting and playing would desperately want access to those tools, even to have local informal tournaments, maybe something like the Hearthstone fireside gatherings.
Don't
you know what I mean? Like
on this, but I believe when they go live for the league, those things get pushed for spectating mode.
I'm quoting you on that.
I think. I will have to confer with some sources on that one, though. But I think when the league happens, when those things go live, we get them too.
Because wouldn't that be cool if you could like host your own mini informal like tournaments and be able to do that kind of stuff, and then yeah, that'd be neat.
All right, that would be neat. You know what else would be neat?
A new segment.
Whiskey.
A new segment would be neat. I'd have to think of it up first. But
whiskey would be neat too if you didn't have it on the rocks.
I don't drink.
Exactly. Well, I didn't say you had to drink.
As I put my water in my mouth.
Oh, that was just water.
It is just water. Actually.
All we need is a Twitch ban.
He says it's water. It's probably glacial vodka water.
No, it's just plain water. So, yeah, I'm sure you remember way back when they started doing the WoW Q&As, we had an ongoing joke about chia pets and bobbleheads.
Yes.
They came back. Not necessarily the chia pet part and the bobblehead part, because he's got his hair pulled back now, and he's not bobbing his head as much anymore. So I don't know if we hurt their feelings or what. It was a joke and fun, guys.
I think it was just a thing. He did a tweet the other day about having his hair back down.
Yeah, there's like a song about that.
It doesn't matter. It was just one of those things that I thought it was funny. Loris had his hair back for a little while now, and eventually he's gonna let it go poof again. But
I think he already did let it go poof.
He's just gonna let it go.
So,
let it go,
was he talking with Ian
in a new
Halitosis
studio
again?
What now?
Ian halitosis?
No, dang.
No.
Poor guy.
Just no. But it was in a new studio for starters. They're still decorating it. And it opened with the best thing ever.
I missed the opening.
Ian throwing shade at all the people who wanted vanilla, saying, if you want vanilla, you can just go. We're not talking about it.
Oh, yeah. I did see that. I mean, I heard about that. I didn't see it.
Great. And Laura was like, you can't just tell people to leave. It's like, well, I mean, we're not going to talk about it, so if that's all they want. And then they proceeded to talk about vanilla for the next 5 minutes.
So, have you ever been on conference calls where you can hear when people dial into the call and dial out of the call?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, wouldn't that have been like, vanilla, then go away? All I hear is like the kill feed in Overwatch as people log off the call.
Play of the game. Classic Witcher #1. But yeah, I mean, there was all kinds of cool stuff that came out of the QA. Let me see if I can pull up any of these for the list, because I lost my list.
It's not all you
I am
lost.
prepared.
You have a totally different thing than I have right now.
I pulled up MMO Champion. But yes, you can find this on MMO Champion. That's what I'm using as mine. Basically, we're going to TLDR most of this. We're not going to cover every single detail because that would be silly. If you want every single detail, watch the video of them doing the Q&A. You'll get every detail, I swear.
Watch the video of them doing it. That's what I heard.
If by it you mean the QA, yes. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm watching an excerpt of it right now, and it's absolutely bobblehead.
Not as much as it was, though. He has toned it back a bit. But, tier gear.
What's that?
Exactly.
It's when you don't get it, and you're just so sad.
So, they're saying no more tier gear, which for someone like me is both yay and aw, because I actually like tier gear. I didn't like that I had to hold on to my old 4-piece until I got a new 4-piece. So my DPS was like, oh, why are you so down near the bottom? You're usually mid-top. I'm like, because I can't put any of this new gear on because I need all 4 to use it. What? That's crazy. I know, but that's how it is. And then I get all 4 pieces and they're like, what did you just do? You're at the top of the list again. I'm like, yeah, I put on my new gear. Because I got
You
4.
went up a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I generally agree. Oh,
I
yeah.
muted. No, you didn't hear it.
Oh.
So the one thing I like about tier gear is I like having a raid set that's prestige, and you know what I mean. So when you see someone wearing it, at least from a transmog look or from an accomplishment look, it's there, and it's it's got something. It's iconic. That I like, but as you pointed out, and as I think other people, like I think Hallen chimed in on this in a chat we were in, being forced to wear certain pieces that aren't even optimal just because of a bonus effect or something like that in place, it's killing you right now. So I'll be happy to see that go.
Yeah, I mean, there have been times where I'm going to use Cataclysm Dragon Soul, for example. You wanted your tanks to have the 4-piece as soon as freaking possible because it was a freaking raid-wide buff. Okay, tank, hit the button. We want the we can't die button right now.
That was Death Knight specifically, because that was me.
Yeah,
I was a Death
specifically had the
Knight.
best one. Warriors had a really good one.
Right.
But pretty much all tanks had it. And you wanted to get them first because it was needed at the time. Now they're getting into a personal responsibility thing where it's like, oh, you didn't stand in the little soaky soak. Raid wipe. I killed Jaden.
Yeah.
Or you stood in the wrong thing.
Yeah, there's that. By the way, just since we're talking about Kill Jade, and we're going to get off this Q&A for a second, you're freaking welcome. I'm sacrificing my own DPS for the good of the raid every single time those freaking flame orbs come out.
You're good at it.
Yeah, you and Justina, who's Quintus, but that's... First off, there's two things. You've got the right tools in your class set to do it correctly, and you know how to do it correctly, and thank you.
Yeah.
And by the way, don't ever come barking up to us about sacrificing DPS to do raid mechanics.
I know.
Yeah, come on, man.
I know, I'm giving you a hard time. It was one of those funny moments.
I mean, like, there's a couple people that you could really like. Yes, Howland. Ouch. God. But I mean, there's a couple people who I would say every raid team has these people that disproportionately handle the raid mechanics because other people can't be bothered to do it. And you're looking at one of them on this whole screen, so you're not exempt from that list, Raven. Thank you for paying attention within a certain couple of raid fights.
I know.
Yeah.
I make up for I'm going to AFK on this trash every single week.
God, you're just so lucky Howland did kick you wiping the raid in front of the trash.
I didn't. Okay, that happened once, and that was an accident. I didn't mean to do that. I was testing something. I didn't know it was going to pull
it every
everything.
week.
No. I grab it so no one else does. I can get out of it, but someone will attack me, even though I've never attacked anybody. But one time, yeah, but that was because it was you. That one time, I used it on the mobs, and it pulled the entire room. I didn't know it was going to do that. So I apologize for that. I owned up to that one.
Man, Zahn and I were like in raid leader chat, and we were just trying to talk Howland off the ledge. You know, he was like, I can't do this, you guys.
Aww.
Oh.
It's okay, Howland.
We had to like give him some digital puppies or something because he needed the help.
If you notice, I didn't touch it this time. I let everyone walk by it, and then I didn't grab it, and I just went. So I was the last one to the room, but I didn't have it. I was playing nice. I've never.
I don't even know what it is. Is it an item you pick up or something?
No, I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want you to.
You click on the wall.
Dang it, Scarlet, stop telling me things. Anyway, we're going to go back to the Q&A now.
Qua?
I know.
That's
Qua.
cute. I actually have.
Yeah. Basically, instead of tier bonus gear, we're going to get Azurite armor. I'm still a little confused at how this works. There are apparently drops off of bosses. They're not guaranteed, supposedly. And your necklace piece will empower them. But it's for all 2, 3, or 4 specs depending on your class. Is there a new Azurite armor per tier? Or is it just you keep that armor piece the entire expansion?
No, you get, so for example, if my helmet has, like, helmets are going to have Azurite bonuses. It's the same bonuses.
Some of them, not all of them.
Sorry, my cat's like stepping places. It is going to be all helmets or all whatever. And as far as I know, it's not RNG. It's going to have the same traits that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is not every helmet is going to be an Azurite armor piece.
Yeah, no, that's what I think is going to happen. All helmets, because those pieces are not going. Those pieces are not going to Titan Forge.
So, I mean, is it possible that they're using this as an... I remember how you used to have the Valor, and in Pandaria you would upgrade items by X number of item levels by cashing in Valor. I wonder if this is a similar system where the Azurite is used to enhance that item slot.
Well, I mean, it is, but it's just like artifact power is, just another way of masking it.
Well, but I'm wondering if it's specific to the slot and not the item. So what if it enhances helm, but when you swap out the helm, you keep the enhancement? I don't know if it's like an enchant, because Azurite, I mean, I guess it's farmable like AP, but I thought that a lot of the big chunks were theme driven, as in completing a theme park, finishing some sort of quest or event.
Yeah, at this point, I don't understand the whole system as yet. It sounded to me like there are regular helmets and then there are Azurite helmets. There are regular shoulders, there are Azurite shoulders. There are regular chest pieces, there are Azurite chest pieces. Can I have all three of these be Azurite? Can I only have one? Because the way they were talking in the Q&A, you could only have one equipped, which tells me that there are non-Azurite armor pieces for those slots.
Well, but no. The one equipped is the Azurite armor is different than the Heart of Azeroth that gets empowered by Azurite. So you get a medallion. It's just going to be a new slot, and all it is going to have is the medallion, which powers up. When that powers up, let's say it's level 10, the armor pieces that have Azurite armor have little circles on them, and a new one opens up every certain levels. But if you have, like, all helmets are going to have these circle upgradable clickable things, but it's not going to be random what's on them. It's going to be the same thing. So one, I'm just using these as an example, all helmets, the first one will have plus 500 to this stat, plus 200 stamina, and then you choose which one you want. But when you get a helmet upgrade, you get to re-choose that same item and then choose the new one when your Heart of Azeroth upgrades again.
So it would just be a different class of legendary if that's the case. And I don't think they're trying to do that.
The whole thing was muted to the stream for me.
Oh, what I just said?
No, what I said. Kill me, yeah, I failed.
Wow.
So
that's fantastic.
I'm gonna rephrase what I just said.
Can you just condense it into just a fewer words then?
Azurite armor 1 only? Question mark?
Right, so if it is, then it would be more like the old legendaries, right, where you're restricted to one slot per genre of legendary.
There are 3 slots for a legendary, for a legendary.
Sure.
Azurite armor. I'm just going to call them legendaries, I guess. Helm, shoulders, and chest.
Legendary.
If I get a helm, the way the Q&A was worded, and maybe I heard it incorrectly, that's also possible. If I can only have one Azurite armor equipped at a time, and I get a helm, that means if every item in those slots are Azurite armor, I do not have shoulders or chest pieces equipable. Which tells me the Azurite armor are not every single item in that slot. Yes, if you have a helmet, whatever the bonuses are, every single helmet is going to have those same bonuses. But it might not have any bonuses because it might just be a helmet. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Is that what it is? Is it every helmet is Azurite armor, and you'll probably be able to equip all 3, in which case, do we get new armor every raid? Do we get new Azurite armor pieces every raid?
See, I can't imagine.
I honestly believe the one equipable is only the Heart of Azeroth, not the armor that you're talking about.
So, I had a follow-up question on that because I don't remember. Did they say the Heart of Azeroth is a necklace, is a pendant, or is this?
No, they're calling it a pendant, but it's not a necklace.
Okay, so is this a brand new item slot for purposes of?
It sounds if it doesn't go on a necklace, it sounds like it's going to go in your bag. Yay, more stuff to clutter our bags with, but you know, as we mentioned last week, if you kind of get an authenticator,
You get a bigger
you
backpack.
can get a bigger backpack. I will laugh so hard if it goes from 16 to 17.
I mean, I've already got the authenticator on my phone. I don't know why I need a token authenticator
You're good.
too.
If you have the phone
That's
version,
it?
you're good. As long as
Okay.
it's an authenticator. It doesn't have to be the physical copy. It doesn't have to be the physical copy. I don't want to have the code showing, just in case.
Yeah, just don't swallow that.
What?
You look hungry. I don't know.
I am hungry, actually. I barely had anything food-wise. But unrelated. It just... I don't know. The Azerite armor thingy is... We don't know enough about it still, I think is the issue.
That's pretty fair.
I mean, if you guys... like I said, I'm looking at the MMO Champion website for these Q&A highlights. If you see anything... one thing I thought was kind of funny, they asked the question, what would an old god-themed paladin tier set look like? I'm like...
Pretty awesome.
I think it would look amazing.
Yeah.
If you could make me that, I would wear it. Because as it is, I have a fell set that looks all fell-like. I'm still collecting the World Defiler set because the freaking helmet won't drop. That's the rare bosses off of Argus can drop purple armor, and it looks cool.
Yeah, new transmog, right?
I don't know. There was the one thing I do know for sure. Going back to the Q&A, the Heart of Azeroth thingy is not based on spec. So if you unlock 2 tiers of a helmet or whatever in my case, Ret, 2 tiers are also unlocked in Holy and Prot.
Yeah, Flash Goth, absolutely. Let's shift to purple and black.
Yeah.
So, I have a little bit of clarification on Azerite armor, if we want
Good.
to.
I've been looking for nuggets while we were talking about this, and I wasn't able to find anything.
I found an article on MMO Champion. So, let me clarify. I was wrong about one thing. It is a neck piece. The Heart of Azeroth. But the items can be random traits, but the same item will be the same trait. So like if you go into LFR and you get a helmet... Oh, Theory's putting pictures in HFBD trade chat Discord. But basically the same helmet will have the same traits on it. So different helmets will have different traits, but that one helmet, if you get it in normal or heroic or mythic or whatever, will have the same traits. So you don't have to worry about that. Like, you don't have to worry about LFR being better than a heroic one because it rolled better traits.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's what we had said, except that we thought it was going to be set and not random. It's going to be whatever it rolls, every version of it rolls.
And you can't wear more than 3.
All helm.
It looks like all 3 are
shirts.
highlighted in this photo.
Yeah.
I'm glad I can't wear more than 3, because if I had to wear 2 helmets, that would be weird.
Ha. Ha ha. You can't wear... there's only 3 slots, and you can wear all 3.
Yeah. So, I mean, well, more details are coming. We're still getting the info.
It's interesting. I mean, it'll be interesting to see a new mechanic, a new system tucked in there. It could be great. It could suck.
Speaking of could be great, could suck. Legendaries. Gone. They're not doing them next expansion.
Yay.
We might get some kind of legendary, but legendaries, aka those infinite number of random drops that you may or may not get the one you want for the entire expansion. We're not doing that. So, yay on that. If they do a legendary without any particular class bias, make it a role. A certain role can use a legendary, aka a tank could use it, or
Healer, DPS,
yeah,
right.
ranged
Archetype.
DPS or melee DPS instead of just, who do you think should get it? And just to clarify, Rogue and Mage, well, Rogue and Caster got the last two.
Wait. Run that by me again. Which ones are you referring to?
The daggers for Rogue got the last class
Oh!
specific, and
Okay,
then
gotcha.
Firelands had the Caster DPS.
Hunter hasn't had one yet.
Hunter has Sunwell. Yes, I know a Rogue got it for a stat stick, but it was still a bow. So you can't say they never had one.
Really?
It was a bow. Hunter and Sunwell, the last boss, has a drop.
I mean, if you do Kalthas, all legendary weapons drop for pretty much all classes.
But the problem there is if you zone out, they vanish. So those don't count. They count as
But
your legendaries picked up, because my Paladin has so many legendaries picked up because of that fight, because I just go around picking them all up.
I used to stop picking them up.
I just wanted my legendary counter to keep going.
Makes
A
sense.
tank or a melee DPS could be said to be able to use Shadowmourne, depending on the tank, aka Death Knight. Ulduar had a healing mace. So really, as long as it's not rogue specific, it could be anyone. I don't think they would do it for demon hunters, because that would just be wrong.
Well, as I'm looking through this, I would say that you can't give it to one tank unless it was an archetype tank, because then one tank would have some sort of legendary function that other types couldn't have.
Yeah, it would end up
So-
being a weapon. It would have to be a weapon. And if
Right.
it was a class that could use a shield, they would get the shield display to go with it, but it would not
Yeah, I
change
can't do
the
that.
stats.
Can't do shield because it would exclude
It would if you are
all
a
but
shield.
two classes.
Okay. What I'm saying though, it would be the weapon, but if you wore the shield, they'd come together as one piece. It wouldn't be like the druid and monk and all these other
Yeah,
things.
right?
They would get extra stats on their one-piece weapon,
That's
whereas
very back. I love it.
whereas the paladin and the warrior would get less on the weapon and to compensate for having the shield also. Know what I mean? It'd be more on those classes that only had that one piece, which makes it really hard. So yeah, I don't think they do that either.
But some of the tanking classes are two-handed. How do you include monks then,
Yeah,
or
they would-
demon hunters? I mean,
yeah,
unless the legendary was a non-weapon legendary, like. But then you got multiple leather plate chain.
Or it was an item that turned into a weapon for your spec.
I as much as I like the idea of that, I hate the idea of it, because then
Personal loot only, not tradable.
I really hate that idea.
Well, wait, hold on, wait. So, what if it was like, you got the Heart of Azeroth, I don't know, like the Fang of something, and whatever class you were, the Fang was different for you, or something like that. So if it was a tank archetype weapon, it would either be a one-handed sword for shield-wearing classes, or a two-handed sword for two-handed, something like that, where it sort of does adjust to you, like Scarlett was saying. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I mean, what do you got? Dragon Wrath, Fangs of Father, Shadowmourne, Sulfuras, Thoradal, Thunder Fury of Varna, Warglaives, and Atesh.
Wait. Did you just say Thunder Fury?
No.
Oh, okay.
You imagine
Blessed
it.
Blade of the Windseeker.
God dang it. Come on, you guys.
Yeah, I mean, here's the problem. They've made so many that they would have to exclude somebody. It has to, if it's going to be a tank, it's got to be not a weapon, because they've used different weapons.
Well, but Rogue got Fangs of the Father, you know.
Okay, well, they could make it a class specific, but if they do that, then it's got to be a pure DPS class that gets it. Because otherwise, let's say it's made for a paladin. Well, I could use it as it would be a spec-based one, and that's it. I could get it as a ret because I'd use a two-handed weapon, or it could be a sword and shield as that. But then Proc could use it, so it would have to either be just a random weapon that, if you can use it, great. If not, well, sucks to be you this time. Which is what they normally would do. I just was curious what you thought it would be, but as it is, we're spending a little bit of time on that, so we should probably just kind of say they might do one.
How about Healer?
I would be okay with a healer getting one, as long as Druid could use it. I'm not being biased on that at all.
No,
well,
of
no,
course
no.
not at all.
So it would be something like a Druid item, okay, Ring of Howland.
So you're going to get Tranquility permanent, but it's not going to be as powerful all the time. It's going to be it's going to be like Lucio style, where you're, no matter where you are, you'll always have that around everyone near you. But when you hit Tranquility, it just skyrockets to like 10,000 a second.
Oh, I thought it was just opens up the command prompt for you.
Command prompt, no die.
God mode.
Command prompt, raid team doesn't die. Command prompt,
Except
Now that would
one
just
guy.
be
boss
silly.
dies. Alright, so anyway. Moving on through the Q&A, which we have barely touched, but...
There's a lot of
There's a
blah,
lot
blah,
of
blah
stuff.
there.
Yeah. 735 is coming. That's where all the new stuff is coming. The Scaling World. Vanilla Classic content not coming. But the post-Kata version will scale all the way up to 60 for most places, I think. Etc. and so forth. More Antor's story is coming. But it specifically post-Antor's story. So that tells me we're getting the raid before 735, which kind of expected. But we're not probably going to get a raid of any kind post 735. We might get a mini event type thing of, this is where we lose your artifact weapons because, oh, they were cool. Oh, we misplaced them.
So I have a theory about that. I feel like
A hypothesis?
a hypothesis that we will be required to use the stored power of our artifact weapons to seal. Spoiler alert.
Someone's learning sign language.
So
Here's the
I
problem
think
with
that's-
that, Galv. I
Yeah.
could hear you making noise, so that completely got rid of the look of I muted myself to say it anyway.
Well,
It's
you
okay.
get
It
my
was like
idea.
an ASMR video.
Yeah, it was,
You got the idea what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
I
and
know what
didn't-
you're
I
saying,
didn't
but-
jump over to spoiler territory by saying it. I think that's probably what happens.
I think you are. If you're going where I think you went, I think you're wrong. I think it's going to be after that.
Because I can't imagine it's like, well, I left it right here next to me, and all of a sudden it's like,
Dang it,
Well, they
Raffion,
already
you
said-
disappeared, and when you come back, you take my stuff.
They already said that the weapons are going to have an appropriate send-off, if I understand. That was their wording, too. Yeah. So something is going to happen with them, but
they use the word send-off, which tells me we're putting them in a rocket, it's going to explode, and it's going to leave Argus.
The ship will crash with our weapons again.
The ship is going to crash in some other place that the Legion wasn't invading because they forgot.
Dadgar's like, Champion, I have a way to increase your artifact power exponentially. First, let me put it into this rocket. And it's like the 4th of July, right? And then they light the rocket and it goes up. It's like, and the AP just showers down Azeroth.
Yes.
Oh, pretty.
I have tons of AP. I can get to level 100 on my weapon. Khadgar, where's my weapon?
Champion, not every time.
Remember that time I asked you for 3,000 of those crystals and I only needed one? This is kind of like that. I only needed one artifact weapon to destroy to create infinite artifact power for everyone else.
I tried to Xerox your weapon for our warriors. Instead, I zeroed it.
Yes, it is no longer a weapon. It is confetti. But what else is... You know what else is really cool coming in 7.3.5? That I don't know that is going to be as well loved as people think it is?
PvP changes?
No one ever loves those.
You asked. I was guessing.
I'm going to say Oduar Time Walking. Because people...
Why wouldn't people like that?
People don't remember. Like, in and of itself, it's a great raid. People don't remember how actual hard it was when it first came out.
I think the last boss is going to destroy a whole bunch of raid teams, which will be hysterical.
Yeah, because Time Walking doesn't have LFR's little tool of, you infinitely can keep throwing your head against it, and eventually you'll outpower it because you're going to have enough stacks. Time Walking doesn't have that. And
someone was going all gangsta there.
Yeah.
We should not do stuff like that. We are not.
I don't think we can make this show more white.
What?
So white and nerdy. Speaking of white and nerdy, the Silithus Battleground is coming 7.3.5.
Yay!
Great.
PvP.
I guess the only problem I have with Silithus is that it's like on the other side of everything.
I still go there on occasion.
I went there for that one event where it was like... I didn't
go there for that event. I go there literally to go in the raid and be like, do I have this appearance? Yes, I have all of them here. Why did I come here again? Oh yeah, this guy wanted this thing. There's one thing out of AQ40 I don't have yet. And that is the meteor trinket.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Why
your
do you
pride.
want the meteor trinket?
Because I have everything else out of there.
Well, it's a trinket. It can't transmog.
I don't care. They didn't make it a toy yet. I want to be able to drop a meteor where I would decide I want to drop a meteor, such as Dalaran on Khadgar.
So confused.
I was there for the gate opening 2 flash cost.
What?
Yeah.
I brought ore. I brought cloth. And there was Horde. Actually, I was probably in the Horde at that time.
I forgot to go to that event.
I didn't forget. I just didn't go.
The original gate opening was epic. I mean, there were all these pallets where you had to stockpile resources as factions, and so you'd bring out 100 thorium bars, and they'd get piled up in this thing. Now, at the time, you go back, hey, what's up, Saxy? At the time, you don't realize it at the time when you're playing because you're trying to dial the gate in and be the first server to hit the stuff, right? But it was basically like a resource toilet flush for the whole economy. Oh, God. All the farmer stuff on the market just got flushed down the toilet.
Yeah.
Dang.
Because those resources went nowhere, right? Like, I don't know how many millions of thorium bars.
They were just gone.
Yep.
You didn't have them anymore. And, they're still doing stuff like that, only now they're doing that with gold. Like, here's this really cool mount for 2 million gold. Because we know you have it.
Not me.
No, some people.
Feel free to donate.
Yeah. I'll take your gold. If I get enough gold donated for 2 million, I will buy the spider mount. But otherwise, no.
You gonna make the epic fail spider drive?
Yeah.
Crap! I gotta get in contact with some people for some music now. I'm getting
Right.
if you watch Core, which is a Heroes podcast, every now and then they do this thing called Dear Martha. I need to get them to do the epic fail spider drive intro for it. That would be cool. But
you need a little like thermometer, right? Your goal to the spider, and see if people will donate, and then it's just like, yeah.
oh yeah.
And then we'll give it to Scarlet instead.
No, she's not going to be in game. It'll be during that time where we have to get it while she's gone, so I can like lord it over her after I use my rifle drinking horn and my Mr. Smite costume on the spider.
Yeah, well, I will have the spider mount one day.
Yeah, I just I don't even have the yak, not because I can't afford it, because I can. I don't want to pay that much for a mount. Thus, I don't have the light forged mount either. The new mech mount thing.
Gotcha.
It looks cool. I'm not paying 500k for it. know what else I'm not paying 500k for? The PTR.
Friends.
Which is
What?
The PTR for WoW. I'm not paying 500k for that either.
Why would you pay 500k for that?
I wouldn't. Because it's free.
What?
And it's
Exactly.
It's coming soon. I was trying to bring this back around, Scarlet.
Segue.
Oh, your segues are
I don't know where
confusing.
they're coming from. That's fine. That's
No
fair.
one knows
That's
where
fair.
they're coming from.
I don't either.
We can help you with that. All you have to do is, say,
All
we
you
need a
have to
seg-
do is donate to the Epic Fail Spider Drive. So, back to the Q&A. We're just going to couple things left. I mean, there's a ton, obviously, but we're going to touch on a few. To be able to play as one of the Nightfallen, you actually have to have Exalted Nightfallen on the character that you're going to unlock them with.
the character you're going to unlock them
So,
with.
okay, so by that I mean you have to unlock these allied races.
Okay.
One of the requirements to be able to play a Nightfallen is to unlock them via being exalted.
Okay.
So, presuming you are actually playing Legion and you go through the whole quest chain, you're exalted.
Right.
And you get a mount then
So,
anyway, and a ton of AP.
Are you talking about the server on which your character is that is exalted? Unlocks it?
Okay, so in my case, Airy Peak probably.
Okay.
My Paladin, definitely. I'm exalted. So all I have to do is whatever other stuff they put in to unlock them. I've already got exalted taken care of.
God, that could be a disgusting list, right?
Yeah. I don't think they're going to make it too hard because people are looking forward to it and that would just tick people off and all that.
Catch one of every withered-themed battle pad.
Well, I would already
Be right
have
back.
that.
Lighting
So.
Suramar on fire.
Just send Nomi in to do a dinner party.
Yeah.
That would work too.
Let's see. No new prestige stuff. Trolls. The Zandalari trolls, before I move on. Bear, cat, bird, raptor. That's the only thing that's different. Their ground travel form is a raptor. Last I heard it. They might... I would
Shaman specific, right?
No, druid.
Druid, sorry.
Yeah. That's their travel form, is a raptor instead of cat. Cheetah. I would be okay if their flight form was a pterodactyl.
But they said it's not going to be, didn't they?
They said
No,
that.
what if it was a flying serpent like ZG, which incidentally used to be one of my favorite hunter pets.
I know why you like ZG with hunters, but I'm not going to talk about the blood plague that should infect vanilla when it comes out.
Well, no, not that, but I mean the winged serpents.
Mm-hmm.
They're always affiliated with the trolls, the Zandalari in particular. Like if their flight form was a winged serpent, that would be excellent.
Yeah. You know what else would be excellent?
A good segue for once.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Well, that by definition is excellent because it has excellent in the name. I don't know if it was quality, but it was excellent. But what would be excellent is if I could use my corrupted Ashbringer skin on any, say, Death Knight, to anyone that could use a two-handed sword.
Nah, not gonna happen.
Transmog artifact are gonna be spec restricted. Not even class restricted, spec restricted. So with Death Knights, in particular, you've got two-hand for blood and I believe two-hand for unholy.
Right.
You can't even switch those out.
Nope, spec restricted.
I don't even use them. I guess I use the Apocalypse right now, but I use Gorehow.
I understand their thought process. I don't agree with it, but I understand it.
Yeah.
Make it so that if you can use the item, you can use it on anybody, including other classes. Because it's only a transmog starting next expansion.
See, now, I agree with you, Draven, because once Legion is mothballed, this stuff is all... I know, he's dying. Shock and awe. Once you mothball Legion, when are you ever going to acquire these things? You're not. No one's going back to Legion to farm this stuff out.
Some people will.
Well...
The ones that they can. The PvP one will be still available, but you'll have to use your weapon in PvP to do it.
But if this isn't going to be readily accessible, it's not a drop. You can't just
the hidden
go get
artifact
these
weapons.
things.
The hidden pieces they're still going to be there. It's Mage Tower will be gone, and Mythic 15 will be gone. I still need to do that one.
Well, yeah, but aren't a lot of the hidden appearances based on completing X number of raids, dungeons, kills, PvP? I mean,
The hidden ones are weird. Like
you have to have it equipped.
Yeah, you have to have... But to get the hidden appearance, like for Paladins, you had to do this weird chain. For Druid, you had to hope that there were... Or for Cat, I think it was Kitty Druid. You had to wait for this thing to show up, and you had to go through portals, and you had to do that 6 times. It was just... I mean, each one had this weird thing, each spec. But most of them were not... Like, there were some that were boss drops. Like, oh, here's a piece for your hidden artifact off this boss. Here's a piece off this
those
boss.
those would be reasonably attainable. But the other ones, it's like you have to have this one equipped and complete 100 of this, 50 of this, 25 of that, etc. You're not going to be in that content long enough to do that unless you're using a drastically underpowered weapon slot item.
But to their defense, most of us have that done already outside of the PvP. Because it is now completely class open. So, since I main a Rep Paladin, the 20 dungeon one, that's unlocked on all my specs, because I did it as Ret. They unlocked it.
Well, sure. But I mean, I'm talking about the whole premise is people that don't already have these things can't just go back and acquire them like you can with some of the older content. So why would you restrict the transmog? You know what I mean?
Like I said, I understand their thought process. I don't agree with it.
It's like a class set, though. It's like old tier sets are still class restricted. Some spec restricted still. So it's kind of the same thing. It maybe has the same rule implications. I don't know.
It is what it is. Maybe we'll eventually change their mind, like we did with flying and Draenor. I don't think that's going to really happen, because I don't really hear the outcry, but it's possible.
Possible.
Yeah. Let's see, what else we got? Mythic raids. They're not changing the size because screw you people who only have 17. They said it a lot nicer than that, but... the short version, well, not as short as that, but shorter than their actual wording, is it's a slippery slope. You start lowering it, less people will show up, which means they need to lower it again. So less people will show up, so they'll need to lower it again, and eventually it's, oh, we have 10 man, that's it. So they're just going to hold on 20 and say, you got to have 20. So yay.
Yay.
That has a logic to it.
Yeah. I got into a conversation in guild chat the other day. After that day it came out, actually. They were like, I wish they just put out a 40-man raid. And I was like, there's a reason why they stopped doing 40-man raids.
Yeah,
there wasn't enough people put together.
Also, with all the graphic updates, imagine people's PCs would be killing themselves.
Well, yours might, but...
Oh, I had to stop raiding because it can't handle 20 people.
Yeah. Whenever the new raid opens, we'll get Mythic Plus changes. So, pro tip, everyone who actually does Mythic Pluses from time to time. What is it, this week? Next week? Next week, as of Tuesday. After Tuesday. This upcoming, so the 23rd? 22nd?
Cross server is possible now. Flashgoss said something. Are they talking about Mythic cross server?
They're talking about it. 21st.
Okay.
Tuesday the 21st, or Wednesday, if you're in another area. But for US servers, Tuesday 21st. That week, do Mythic Plus. Go as high as you can. I believe it'll cap out at 15?
Get as high as you can on Mythic Plus.
Yep.
Disclaimer, we here at OPAF do not condone drug use of any kind, especially while on a freaking podcast.
Wait, what?
It's okay, Scarlett.
I'm so confused.
Push your Mythic Plus key as far as you can. Get as high of a number. So, welcome back, me. That was my hiccup. My internet decided to go and just completely did Harry Carey.
Chip off the old block.
Well, I did build it, so makes sense.
Makes sense, then?
Yes. Excuse me. Amanthal's Vision. They don't want to tell us how we're getting it. Someone said it was a quest. It's a quest completion. Someone's like, is it a drop? Is it personal loot? They're not telling us. If it is not from a quest or personal loot, then it's bad. If it is just a drop and you can give it to one or two people out of the raid for like master looter, it is wrong. Give it personal loot, since we can do that, or make it at the end of a quest.
They haven't said, so we don't know. It's all speculation at this point.
Yep.
The three ways I could think of: quest, personal, master loot.
Yeah, I keep thinking about that as how do you make it? How do you really make it fair, right?
I would put it at the end of a quest chain and be like, as soon as you're done with this quest chain, you get this really cool item, but you have to. The last quest on the chain is you have to beat the boss, because we already know that. Warforged Titan Forging will still happen.
Yeah, but isn't it more limited? I saw their discussion on that. I feel like it's not.
They're lowering the percentage on Titan Forging in Warforging, so it's not going to happen as often.
Thank fudge.
The problem is, you could still hit the lottery with an LFR piece being better than a Mythic raid piece.
I like the system, but I feel like the ratcheting needs to be based on tiers. So you should never get something from normal that's going to be higher than something that you can get from doing the next level of difficulty up.
I mostly agree. And I did agree up until yesterday when I thought of it. Let them win the lottery with Titan Forging. Make it 5 item levels higher than the next tier up's base. That would be their winning the lottery. It is technically better, but not better than not LFR to Mythic. It's okay. LFR can do better, can get better than normal. That way, you're not going back to farm because the odds of it happening are so low because they just said they got rid of most of the percentages.
I would find it. I would say that it would be cool if you could Titan Forge up to, let's say if you're a heroic raider, but you could Titan Forge up to the Mythic.
Yeah.
The regular Mythic. So that Mythic raiders aren't like, oh my god, why is this guy with LFR gear got better than me? It's like, okay, it would be cool if you can't quite make it to Mythic.
To the next level. But I'm saying give it that extra 5 item levels. As you just hit the lottery, it is actually a better piece than the Mythic plain drop.
What if they made Titan Forged unique? As in you could only wear one Titan Forged item or one Warforged item.
That would...
but they still had... So you still had the ability to Titan Forge up to that one point.
Yeah.
So you could still win the lottery and have something better than all the Mythic heroic stuff, but you had to choose it's that one piece. Then you don't have these people walking around with, Titan Forged everything.
Yeah, I personally would just rather cap it 5 item levels over, just so they can have I won the lottery, it's better than that one piece. And not, my LFR piece is better than my Mythic piece.
So heroic Mythic would still be better than Titan Forged heroic. Or what am I thinking of? You know what I'm talking about, Warforged.
Yeah.
So it's like Warforged Mythic would still be much better than Titan Forged heroic.
Yeah.
But Titan Forged, you're saying Titan Forged heroic would be better than Mythic regular drops.
The base Mythic, yeah. Oh. If you got lucky and it Titan Forged that far.
All the way up. Right.
All the way up. So, yeah. What do you think, Scarlett, before we move on?
I hate Titan Forging. I just want it to go away. I don't like the fact that it's going to still continue.
Yeah, I'm there, but if they're keeping it, they're going to keep it. So I'm just trying to find the compromise that I'd be okay with.
True.
Yeah.
But I still don't like it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Skipping ahead, blah, blah, blah. There's some PvP stuff. No one here really PvPs that much.
I used to PvP a lot.
I used to, too. I actually leveled to 70 via Alterac Valley as a horde.
Yeah. Yep, I used to be part of the vanilla war parties.
Oh, this is the third time he's mentioned it in podcast, Scarlett, so we gotta... Let's see. Class changes. They're not... No, I'm kidding. They are going to do some. They're not going to do as many as Legion had because they went through everybody, but there are going to be some. Such as Demonology and Survival are probably going to be the two that they look at the heaviest. Zone scaling, we talked about that. Relics and weapons, blah blah blah. Did that. Underlight scalar, underlight angler. Where did scalar come from? I don't know. The artifact, freaking fishing pole. You can keep it and keep using it, and it's going to keep being helpful because fishing is always useful, is what they said.
Will it still be attainable?
Fishing sucks.
Yeah. It'll still be attainable. It'll be annoying to attain, but yeah, it just does. But to me, they're hinting heavily at there's something under the water.
In this next expansion?
Maybe. I mean, we know we're going to fight Queen Ashara. Character slots. We're getting 6 more, which we knew. Per server. So you could have 16 now. 17 on one server.
isn't that just enabling a bunch of these people that have like everything unlocked?
Well, here's the thing: they're not
Pretty
giving us
much.
more per account. You're still stuck at 50, which makes
So-
sense because me being the alcoholic that I am and have at least one and sometimes two or three of a particular class at max level, I have many. I have literal. I made this character for this one event to help my friend. Like, I have a hunter that is called Shoot Me for Achievement. Or whatever.
What about?
That's funny.
Well, imagine though, there's people that have like filled up their character slots, right? But now there's going to be a new combination of race class, and they might have to like go back and delete people just
why
to
they-
open up.
Well, no. I mean, if they had 50 already, then they have characters
Yeah.
that are probably not playing. Probably.
Possibly. I
There-
still have the feeling that some of these
there will be
streamers
people-
are going to.
There will be people out there who are affected by this. To which I say, you probably have enough money to have a second account anyway, so
That's true.
just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying.
But are you really?
On occasion, sometimes. So that was Q&A, kind of borked. If you want to see go watch it. They say these things better than we do.
Man, that's a reference that I'm surprised you've borked. That's the old Judge Robert Bork. It's a political reference from like the 1980s.
I have no idea who
on.
that is.
It's a long story, but yeah, it's funny because the expression lives on long after him. That's Shakespearean, I'm telling you.
You know what else lives on long after?
The beat.
Maybe,
Yeah,
sometimes.
the beat goes on.
I know.
Absolutely.
The beat goes on, just like the 4 dragons that couldn't be killed until recently. And Kazakh. And for some reason, Azure Ghost, because he was always a threat to no one.
Okay, so the dragon aspects are mortal now, and so on and so forth, and can be killed now.
So we're not actually killing those ones. We're killing other random dragons, like the 4 that we fought in Emerald Nightmare. They, after we killed them, they came out of the portal later, and we can kill them again, not in the Emerald Nightmare again. Did we just become a Doctor Who episode game?
Yes.
Because there's all
apparently.
kinds of timey-wimey stuff going on. First, we go back in time to another timeline to Draenor. And then Gul'dan jumps through to ours. And now these dragons are jumping back and forth in their own. And
Okay,
Liz,
on the plus
y'all
side,
are
you get to
weak.
kill more dragons.
Yay.
And killing dragons is like the archetypical, like...
killing dragons. Some of them, they all seem to have similar mechanics that either stun you. Oh, and they do have their tail swipe, so don't stand
Nail
behind them.
swipes? Okay.
They have a breath
Does this mean we
weapon.
can finally reintroduce dragon kill points?
Yeah.
No.
Minus DKP.
You just got hit by the tail. Minus DKP. You just stood in the breath. You're gonna die. But no, on the ground there's these little effects, and they all pretty much put you to sleep, stun you, freeze you in place. And I'm just like, okay. We're just zerging them anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, if they're are they world
They're
bosses?
world
or?
bosses.
Yeah.
Azure Ghost is up every day so far because he's been the only one that's been constant. Kazakh has been up all the days so far that I know of. He can swap with somebody else. And then the 4 dragons and Nightmare. And we've had
Okay,
2
because
of
we
them that I know
didn't
of.
fight Azure Ghost in the...
We are
raid.
now because he's a threat to...
So Nithendra, we fought, and then the 4 dragon people in the dragon fight, right? So that's 5, but
Yeah, okay, so it's just those 4 that I was talking about from that fight.
okay.
The ones that swap back and forth. They apparently, no, you didn't kill us. Came back out of the portal and we can fight them again. Just like in Classic.
Okay.
Except that now we're zerging them and it doesn't matter if you tag them. As long as you hit them, getting credit. It's not just your raid group.
So can you loot them every day or just once a week?
Every day. The Dragon of Nightmare, the ones near the portal, switches. So the first day we had, I think it was in Ashenvale, and then this last one was in Feralis. And then I don't know where today's was because I ain't been in game yet.
But you can loot Kazakh every day and
Kazakh
the other one every day?
Azergos every day.
Oh.
They all have their own loot table, though. The Dragons of Nightmare, I think, share mostly, but they might have a couple individual pieces. But Kazakh has his loot table, Azergos has his loot table, and then the Dragons have their loot tables from Classic. They're level 900, item level. So, for your main, maybe not, depending on if you raid or Mythic Plus or whatever. For alts, I got a couple upgrades. Mostly rings and necks. But, upgrades. But, Stormwind, the library. That is up near Anduin, the little gazebo off the side, back behind that. That's your line side. Horde is so-and-so, I don't know his name, but it is over in the Goblin Slum area, in the Troll area. Off the side. So, there you go. It took me a while to find him, because I didn't look him up. I just literally, what's his name? Okay. Found him eventually. 2 quests. One is just like Timeless Isle. Here's a trivia question for 20, 25, something like that. And then you have that quest to go kill him. Tag him. Good to go. These are transmogs that are no longer in-game. If you want to collect them, go kill these bosses. Also, if you feel like it, you can use your bonus rolls on these bosses.
I'm like so tempted to be doing that right now.
Can you wait about 15 minutes?
I'm probably not gonna, but yeah, I'll hit tomorrow.
Yeah. And then
I like killing dragons.
Lastly, Scarlet, this is something that you mentioned to me, and we knew it was coming. The currency conversion. It happened. And I love the fact that she's muted right now and doesn't know it.
Sorry.
It's okay.
That's a fail on my part.
Earlier. I did it earlier. And
That's true.
You guys could hear me. It was stream that couldn't.
Right.
So, currency conversion happened. Now all the stuff is in Canadian dollars.
If you're in Canada. If you're in Canada,
of course.
Yeah, pretty much they just updated everything to be local currency.
It was New Zealand and Japan, I believe, was the others.
So
it's not as bad as it could be.
Turning Japanese?
It's actually slightly cheaper than if you let your bank do the currency conversion for you. But I used to buy the prepaid cards because then it worked out to be 15 even. So I imagine they're probably going to be changing the prepaid cards to be the new currency. So then it'll technically make my WoW subscription more expensive. Because
where it should be. To be fair, to be where it should be.
I mean, it costs that much money to operate in Canada, I'm sure.
So the subscription is $18.99 Canadian. Which when I was on pre-authorized, I was usually getting dinged 20 and change by the time it translated to Canadian dollars, so it's technically cheaper if you do the pre-authorized. Hearthstone packs, the Google Play wasn't the accurate cost, so Google Play is higher on purpose, so Hearthstone packs, I believe it was $64.99 for the pre-order instead of $49.99 American, which works out to like $49.35 American or something like that. So it's like a couple cents cheaper. But
what? It's cheaper. No, Blizzard, raise that higher. It's got to go up.
The mounts and pets on WoW. The pets instead of $10 are $12.50, and the mounts instead of $25 are $32.
Question for you: gold, like if you use gold to buy a WoW token, does that? It can't cost you more gold, right?
Well, no, it wouldn't cost more gold. Let me see what the WoW token is.
So this is how that's going to
But
work.
you get what I'm saying, right?
This is how that's going to work.
Okay.
You're buying the token for 1 month, no matter what you pay for that 1 month.
Right.
That's true.
So it's going to be, the same because she lives in Canada. It's going to translate into it's worth this much money instead.
Yeah, but you can just redeem the token for 1 month, right?
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be converted directly to Blizzard currency. You can, but
1 month or what the 1 month would cost, the 18 something or other, or in my case, the 15.
I guess my point is that the one piece of inflation that can't quite get at her in Canada is if she uses in-game gold to buy WoW tokens to fund her month of play.
Yeah,
True.
That's still the same. So
okay.
But yeah, so that happened, and it happened, and Scarlett was sad, and she was raging at me, like, I can't believe this happened! I know they told me about it, but I can't believe they actually did it! And if you believe that, I have some great oceanfront property in Kansas I would love to sell you.
No, I was a little bit... Oh, the helmets are $19. The mount and pet bundles are $38.
That's close-ish.
You can still buy Digital Deluxe World of Warcraft Draenor. What?
Yeah. Just in case, because they made those. They started doing that then for that particular.
But I thought it was only during that same expansion.
Apparently not. I know you can't do it for like old classic and stuff because I would love the pets from that. But yeah.
Yeah, I would love classic stuff.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else we want to cover? Because we've already gone about 2 hours, which is actually longer than I expected. Minus the whole, frame dropping thing we had a couple times.
No, I think that's about it.
We even covered StarCraft tonight in a meaningful way.
I mean, we spent most of that time talking about Star Wars, but we covered StarCraft.
The WoW token is $25 Canadian.
Okay, so... I don't think that would work how I would want. I could send you gold, you could buy the token, it would be worth more, you could send me the money through Blizzard.
You're going to lose it. You're going to lose it in the middle there.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's probably set up that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that would appear to be...
So, if I buy a game... Hold on. If I buy a token in-game, is that going to give me $25 of BattleNet balance?
You can convert it. You should be able to convert it to BattleNet balance somehow. Because that's how people pay for Destiny and other games.
Yeah.
If you buy a token now, whenever you get it out of the mail and you right-click it to use it, you have this big thing pop up in front of you. Left side is going to be, do you want to use this for 1 month of WoW? Right side is, do you want to add X amount of dollars to your BattleNet balance?
Oh no, it would put $18.99 BattleNet balance. Never mind, because it doesn't put $20 BattleNet balance. It puts $15 right now American.
Yeah.
So it'll be $18.99. Okay, never mind.
If they choose A or B.
That's
right.
So good.
But you could fund your monthly subscription with WoW Gold.
Yeah. I've been doing that for almost a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, longer than a year now. I've been doing that since the freaking thing came out. Which reminds me...
Theory's trying to get you in trouble. Money laundering.
Yeah, well,
It's I can tell you, it's only money laundering if the source of the funds was illegal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm giving her in-game currency. She's giving me real-life currency. I'm not actually selling her the gold. We're just using the system they have in place.
All right, now you actually, it's not money laundering, but you just talked about violating terms of service.
I gave her in-game currency. She used that currency to buy a token. She put that token into her BattleNet balance. she then gave me that BattleNet balance, which she is perfectly allowed to do. She can give me a cash balance, and I can use that for however I want.
But if I don't think, because I have now Canadian BattleNet balance, I don't think I can give you the same.
I think we're losing money. I think I'd be losing money by trying that.
You would be.
Yep.
So, not going to actually do it. It was just one of those random thoughts I had. I was like, I'm sure they've thought of this, but if they didn't, kind of thing. So, I will believe that is an extra long show that is going to have some extra long edits. Mind you,
more work for you.
I know.
It's not the size that counts; it's how you use them.
The size kind of counts too. Size kind of counts too.
Are you sure?
I've been told.
I don't know.
Usually, when I'm told that, it's like this.
Dang.
All right, so shout outs. Eeny, meeny, miny, Scarlet. You're female. You get to go first. Do you have any shout outs?
Yes, I want to shout out to everybody who's been cool and supporting the show. And the next few weeks are going to be weird, and I don't know if I'll be able to be on. I'm going to try to Skype in, even though I won't be gaming. I'm going to try to Skype in for the show, but I'm going to be going to where there's 7 meg internet, so I don't know how that's going to be. But
we'll do it.
You guys are cool.
Just to see.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You guys are cool people, and thanks, Gal, for being on the show. That's awesome. And just everybody's cool.
Everybody's awesome. You're part of a team.
It's like the Murloc version.
That is the Murloc version.
So, Mr. Murloc, do you have any shout outs?
Yeah, I do. I know I sort of barged in on your chat channel a couple of weeks ago because Trendy Gaming, which is some local friends of mine from the Vax Guild, Ignacio, I have no idea, he's probably not watching right now because he goes to bed early for work. They did a 24-hour podcast for Extra Life Foundation. And if you, chances are, if you were watching this stream, you know someone that has done Extra Life, and it's a great cause, Children's Hospital Miracle Network. And so he last year he raised $500, and this year they made a stretch goal of $1,000 and got over $1,300 in their 24-hour stream. Yeah, and I mean they they have less viewers on Twitch than me, but through Facebook and some other, like get out the word stuff, I hung out with him. I took 2 20-minute naps over the course of the night, but hung out with him till morning when he and his wife finished off upstairs with Mario Kart session on the SNES or whatever port they were using. But I just think that anyone who does that work, even though we're doing something we enjoy, you're intentionally using your time to benefit other people. And my shout out is thank you for everyone who's doing that and finding a way to incorporate that into things you love.
Yeah, definitely. I will make one correction to what you said, though.
Mm-hmm.
You said if you were watching this show, you probably know someone. I'm going to clarify that. Even if you're not watching the show, you probably know someone.
Yeah.
I mean, do you play video games? You probably know someone who did that.
Yeah, man. I will see if I can include you. I see Theory in chat. Well, there's a whole bunch of people. We'll try to get people in. We did Destiny 2. We did PUBG, Overwatch. The more we get better at this stuff, maybe the more we can network people in and just there's ways of doing it. There's ways of doing it.
Yeah. I was gonna try to help out, but my situation is not conducive to such things at the moment.
I'm going to use you.
I was supporting in a way.
Yeah, but maybe I can use you for like the 2 to 6 a.m. stretch when you're still like kicking, but most other people are dragging.
We'll see. Maybe depends on when. So If I can, sure. I'm never opposed to trying to help out charities. Unless it's the charity that lives down the street. Then that's another story.
Use your superpower, Draven. Help in the wee hours of the morning.
My superpower is putting my foot in my mouth. Let's see. My shout-outs are going to be the people who are the patrons that we've got. First and foremost, thank you. You're definitely helping out more than you could ever know, and I can't tell you more about that, unfortunately. Stuff is coming, hopefully. Shout out Galv. I know we don't normally do shout outs to each other here on the show, but you helped out a couple times before. You showed up kind of last minute here, like I think I asked yesterday. Can you
Sure.
Can you be on the show this week? And you're like, yeah, when? And then Scarlett, I'm going to give you a shout out too.
What?
I know. I'm giving a shout out to both co-hosts at the same show. In particular, I mean, you know what's been going on recently, and you've been helpful when you can and that kind of thing, and supportive. But I know you're moving, and you're still going to try to show up if you can. Awesome. If not, I'll deal. I'll think of something interesting. I might have to create like another personality and talk to myself. We'll go from epic fail to, is he on something?
You just need like a Howland puppet to like hit you with the Nerf bat over and over again.
That would be awesome.
I do have some clothespins here I could just smack myself in the face with.
No, that's not awesome.
No,
it's
amusing to other people, but
Howland Nerf batting you is much better than clothespins.
Yeah, but depends on how you're using the wrong podcast. Anyway.
You better have some friends for that podcast.
Yeah, you need friends for that one. I think that would be a show. Let me make sure we're not forgetting anything. Shout-outs. Contact information. I knew I was forgetting something. Galv, you're the guest. How do people get a hold of you online?
Oh, God. Mostly in-game Battle.net, Discord. I'm in the 12 or 13 servers as Galvanid. If you catch me on Twitter, it's Galvanid Online is my Twitter handle. Yeah, you just troll me somewhere. You'll find me.
Troll him.
Wish,
he said it.
I wish I knew you were going to actually say that. I would have had such fun with a music cue. The troll song.
So, wouldn't that have required preparation?
That would have required some preparation, yeah. I did a little bit in the hour of time that I had today.
I liked your Magni.
I stole that from online. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I saw you just sticking Magni in Scarlett's box up in the corner there.
Dang! Magni's
moving in on your space. Do you have any shout-outs? Shout-outs. We did that. How do people get a hold of you online, Scarlett? Dang it.
I don't know. I won't have any. No, I will. Twitter. Tweet me so I can be unbored because I'll be without a PC for a month and a half. So Twitter me.
Discord to your phone too.
I have Discord on my phone. So Twitter is at Scarlett_CTR. You can Twitter me. I may be twittering. I don't know.
Ooh,
anyways, my. Twitter me. And I'm on Discord. Scarlett on Discord. And, well, I was going to say in-game, but I guess that's not happening for now. So for now, that's how you can contact me. And I do have Discord. And I do have Twitter on my phone. So keep me on board, people. It's going to be the middle of winter in where I'm going. And no computer and 7 meg internet. Yay.
So what you're saying, we should send you on Twitter hour-long videos because we know you can't actually watch them.
No, send me all the stuff because I mean I think the place where I'm going to be working also has internet. So and I know I'll be able to get it because I'm the owner's daughter, so I'll have access to the internet. So that's cool. So
Nepotism at its
hopefully,
finest, folks.
I know, right? I get the password for the Wi-Fi. Yay! But anyways, definitely contact me online while I'm away.
Okay. As for me, if you want to contact me, one, I'm going to ask you, what are you on and why aren't you sharing? Not really. Over on the Twitter, the little blue bird. Bird, not pill. Bird. Important. At Draven Dresden. It's been a long show, guys. It's been a long day. At Draven Dresden. Simple, easy. Keep it civil. That's all I ask. And not nude pics. I don't want those.
So they can't be civil.
I mean, if you're a really attractive girl, then ask first. But otherwise, no. I don't know where I'm going with that. That's the easiest way to get hold of me, honestly. I also have another podcast with Totemly Drunk. It's Heroes Never Die. 100% Overwatch. We just did episode 89, I believe. And
Sneaking up there.
I know. We're getting ready to do 100. I don't know what he has planned for that yet. Now that I'm thinking about it, I got to figure that out. What are we doing? What are we doing?
What are you doing?
I know. That'll be 200s in a year. Wow, I'm old.
Is it weekly?
It's weekly. We try to record on Tuesday nights unless something comes up. But it comes out usually Wednesday during the day. Maybe Thursday at the latest if he's, tired. But Heroes Never Die. Overwatch. Epic fail. That's me, Draven. Over here, Scarlet. And this week we had Galv, who I'm going to poke in the head.
Oh, boy.
Dang.
Oh, you can also find me on Twitch TV/Galvanic, by the way. I forgot to say that. Because I stream our raids that all of us are on except for Scarlet's broken computer.
Yeah. I probably should stream them too, but...
Yeah, you should.
Or just host me while I'm streaming it.
I could. I mean, I probably should stream a little more than I have been, which has been our show, and that's it. I probably should do a little bit more, but...
Yeah.
It's one of those things where that means I have to put clothes on, and...
Dang.
I can smell the ratings dropping right now.
What are those? Anyway, that's
what happened
enough.
to the chat channel? There's a giant sucking sound.
Dang. We're totally off the rails now.
There are so many comments I could make if this was somewhere else. So... Instead, I'm just going to be more of a... Do we have any last word for the show this week?
None that I can think of that are appropriate.
That works for me.